We are girls, and we're going to talk about girl wrestling.
Hi, welcome to Girl Wrestling Podcast. I am the collector, Emily Palmer Heller.
Oh my God, that's so good. I am the avuncular Ann Clark because I'm so approachable and nice, like Walt Disney.
Is that what that? I never know what that word means.
I think it means like a nice uncle, like a Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
Like I've heard Tom Hanks described that way, so that's what I assume it means.
got it. A nice uncle. Cool.
As opposed to a bad uncle.
Yeah. I'm the collector because Brian texted me this afternoon and said, I am coming home with a $25 purchase from Target that I think you'll agree is essential. And it was this. It's Cactus Jack and Chelsea Green in Cactus Jack gear.
I love that. The fact that there's a Chelsea Green is hilarious and wonderful.
Yeah. I didn't bring it home. I should have an Alba Fire figurine who is like one of Chelsea Green's little lackeys, and she has been released. So that's gonna be it, and it said like first run of the line, and it will be the last.
Aw, poor Alba.
Poor Alba. Anyway, I love them.
That is great. I love that. Little guys. We love little guys in this house. We got tons of little guys all around. I love them.
Yeah.
There were some like Luchasaurus figures at our local Midtown Comics outlet here in Queens. I don't know if you're familiar with Luchasaurus.
Vaguely. Very vaguely.
Yeah, he's a lucha who's also a dinosaur.
Yeah, and he's something about he died and was reincarnated. I think
that could have happened.
That might be more recent.
He was definitely in the thrall of Christian Cage, in which during that period he was renamed, like, I want to say Kill Switch, something far less fun than Luchasaurus, and then he had to like remember who he was, and come back.
Luchasaurus is just, it's such a good. I'm very excited because we are going to an AEW taping next week.
That's so fun.
Next Wednesday.
I'm so excited.
And we're going to bring Charlie. So I really hope that Luchasaurus comes out because a dinosaur would be very exciting for her.
I hope that you get the experience that I feel like is so quintessential to going to an AEW taping, where Tony Khan, the owner of AEW, comes out and like screams into the microphone. There's not really another way to put it. He's an adorable nerd, and like he likes to come out before the shows and be like, "Hey guys, thanks for coming." Like we do an impression of him around our house, and the impression is literally, "You guys, thanks for coming. We got a great show for you. Luchasaurus is here." It's kind of like it's manic nerd energy in the best way, and I really hope you get that experience.
It sounds like SNL host energy, like a nervous.
I'm
SNL
probably
host.
giving him more SNL things to say because I can't recall things he's specifically said before, but like, he just basically goes out and like says the names of people who will be on the show or mentions another show that you should check out, like Ring of Honor. He'll be like, "You gotta watch Ring of Honor." Yeah, no, he's great.
We have been watching more AEW lately because I'm not getting much sports entertainment out of WWE these days.
Well, it happens. I mean, that is the hope with AEW, is that people will tune in because they need a challenger brand.
Right. I mean, we were laughing about, we watched the most recent pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, which was really good. It was like oops, all bangers. Like the matches were all really good. But we were like, every other wrestling promotion, like the crowds chant the name of the promotion. Like we do it at RVA Pro, they do it at AEW. You don't do that at WWE. That'd be silly.
No, that'd be crazy. That'd be like chanting Coca-Cola. I don't know. It'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
They don't need you to do that.
No, they don't need you. That's what it is. They don't need you at all.
Yeah, I love it. The only thing about the AEW pay per view I was slightly disappointed by was that we didn't get to see MJF's head get shaved.
I
I was
know.
so sure they were going to do that.
I know. I thought maybe he like had a role that he was gonna want new hair for anyway, because he's doing actor stuff now.
Yeah, but oh well. No, it's kind of nice though that he won because now he gets to be like a true bad guy champion and like his past runs he's been a heel but like the problem is he's so good at wrestling, like the whole business of wrestling, like from the promos to the in-ring to everything, that he is too initially at least he was way too likable for everybody. Like everybody just loved him too much for him to ever be a heel or ever like successfully get. And he also like came of age. Like his initial rise was during the CM Punk fallout at AEW, and he just kind of accidentally became this like company hero because he was so like pro AEW and he was like their biggest star and he was like rallying the fans back after this like we feel bad incident. And so he was always meant to be a heel, but it's just like this is the first time he gets to be a heel people actually don't like. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I saw just on YouTube scrolling the algorithm. I saw a video of him on some podcast like talking about CM Punk and just kept saying like he's a piece of shit, but he's a great wrestler. And like the host kept like pushing him to like say more about it. He's like because he's a piece of shit, but he's a great wrestler. Like that was his line on CM Punk.
I mean, I will say I was at a GCW show here in Queens. I don't know if I've told you this story, but like we were all. It was like the week that it happened, the backstage fight with CM Punk at AEW, and it was before people knew a lot of like facts, and we were all kind of like me and a few other people were standing around talking about it. We were like, and I said something like, I don't know, maybe he's like an asshole in real life or something like that. And this indie wrestler who was walking past our group like literally leans into our group and goes, I've worked with him, he is like he's a big asshole. And I was like, how much of a jerk do you have to be that people stop dead in their tracks when they overhear this and they're like, oh no, I have to let you know he's that bad.
That really makes me feel better and validates my feelings for being so pro Seth and Becky in that in that feud.
Yeah. No, that like it's funny because I don't have any of the like warm feel because I came into wrestling late in life, so I don't have any of the like nostalgic warm feelings towards him that like my partner John does or like our other friends do. And so when it all went down, I was like, yeah, he just sucks. Screw him. And everybody else is like, no, it's more complicated. I'm like, is it? Is it? I don't know. I don't think it has to be more complicated than that.
I have a friend who like I don't know what 2013 2014 was a big CM Punk fan and like he was straight edge and had the whole idolized straight edge CM Punk. But I want to know how he feels about him now. Actually, I should ask him.
You should. I mean, that was his peak time. I feel like that was when everybody kind of because that was when he did the pipe bomb promo, I think, or maybe that was 2011. I can't remember how long ago that was, but it was like, he was speaking truth to power at WWE, and then it was like, it's a classic case of like the Punk becomes the boss. And then they can't be Punk anymore because they're part of the machine. You can't rage against the machine of which you are part.
Yes. Well, and he's so like his whole thing is being for the people. Like when WrestleMania ticket prices were a big topic of conversation. He did what everyone was like, oh, it's another pipe bomb, like talking about how expensive the WrestleMania tickets were. And I'm like, that's an approved company line, baby.
Yeah.
Like
they're writing all that. They don't let him go out there and riff. That's not allowed. No one's allowed to do that.
No.
Yeah. But how else did you find the show? What else did you enjoy?
I mean, I loved I don't know the gentleman's name who Adam Copeland and Christian Cage were fighting, but Beth Phoenix came out and they were going to throw her through a flaming table and then
Yes.
turned it around on them. That was fantastic. That was the opening match, and I was watching it and I'm like, oh fuck, it was full Chris Traeger, like this is better. Thinking
I
about
yeah.
we were talking about the unsanctioned match at WrestleMania and how it was like you used a wrench. Good, there was no blood. Like this guy went through this guy got set on fire.
Yeah. Oh, it was FTR. That's who it was.
Yes.
FTR Dax and Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler with Stokely Hathaway, who's like one of my favorite people in the
Okay.
world. He is a stand-up comic and he's also their manager. and
Oh,
he's
fun.
and he's just like a short guy who's just always like his like infamous line in my head is like somebody was talking shit to him one time on a show and they made fun of him for being bald and Stokely just takes the mic and goes, "You raggedy bitch. You raggedy." And I think about it all the time. Um, yeah, that was great. My partner John was at that show, and he just sent me a photo of Beth with the flames behind it because I love that she's just Beth. It's like here's Beth.
Yeah.
Look out.
Yeah. Yeah. My mom's name is Beth, so that is very funny. To be like, here's this.
That's great. I
My mom
during
would
the
never.
during the pandemic WrestleManias or pandemic WWE shows, Edge came out when he was still there, and like they did his whole entrance with his music and stuff, which is really hardcore and loud, obviously. And then he just comes out and takes the mic and just goes, "It's been a hard year for me and my wife Beth." I was like, to have the rock music cut out and have someone just deliver an earnest line to silence because there's no crowd. It's been a rough year for me and my wife Beth. I say that all the time around the house because it's just my favorite thing. But
Well, that's really good. I need to clip that for my dad.
I will find it. I probably have it somewhere. I think I put it on Twitter or something. But
Gorgeous.
yeah.
I was gonna give MJF honorary girl wrestler of the week for being so paranoid about his hair.
How dare you? You can't give him anything. He's so disrespectful. That scumbag.
Yeah, he's a real piece of shit, but
Yes.
he's good at being a professional wrestler.
He's
Gotta
so
say.
good. He's
Yep.
so good. He's like the best in the business by far. Sorry, I'm just turning up my light. Um, yeah, he's the best. I interviewed him for Vulture.com once. The one wrestler interview they let me do.
Vulture.com got a shout out on Raw this week.
I need to hear the details of this.
It was so cool. Because our coworker Bethy is so good at just writing fun little blogs that the people that are being written about like see and enjoy because they seem so random. Like she did that with I mean she does it with late night stuff all the time and like the who won late night
Yeah,
all of the late night
which I'm
writers.
so jealous of, by the way. Like
I know.
pitting late night shows against each other like that and then
Oh,
getting yourself over that way. Brilliant move. Brilliant.
brilliant.
Brilliant. She's a
Brilliant.
genius.
But she wrote about Danhausen uncursing the Knicks. I don't know anything about basketball, but they're doing well, and I guess going to the
They
playoffs for the first time
swept.
in a long time.
They did a sweep, baby. Sorry.
That I congratulations. I don't know anything about it. I don't know basketball.
I can't watch it. I don't have cable. I just hear about it and go, "Yay!"
um so she wrote a little blog about that. She also she's the like weekend blogger, so she doesn't have anyone telling her what she has to write about, so she can just write about whatever
I
is
know.
cool. It's a good gig, but they were talking about that on the commentary and said something about Danhausen uncursing the Knicks. as noted on vulture.com or something like that.
I love it.
I know. I'm
Well,
impressed they didn't say Vulture Magazine. A lot of people say Vulture Magazine.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think the WWE knows what magazines are. I don't think they know what that is. That's beyond them. That's far beyond their wheelhouse. No, that's huge. That it is huge that Danhausen is getting credit for
I know.
the New York Knicks historic run. It's very
It's
exciting.
I'm so happy for him.
It's the weirdest way for like the general population to find out about Danhausen for sure. Is like one of his curses like happened. Like it's like, oh, he curses people. Ooh. Oh, but wait, this one's real. This one really worked.
Wrestling is real, man.
It is. Sometimes it's
Danhausen
like,
can curse the Knicks.
yeah. It's like, you know how if you play around with dark magic, like you got to be careful because you open a gate to another world. Like that's what wrestling magic is. It's like you got to be careful because sometimes a curse is real. And this evil clown man will put it on you.
You never know when a curse is going to be real.
Yeah. Oh, but to speak on Double or Nothing again, I saw the Swerve Strickland Bandito match
Yeah.
where he jumps on his shoulders and kicks him in the head.
Yes.
I was like, because I just watched the highlights and I was like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
There was some really cool. I always heard that AEW is more focused on like the wrestling, and when I was really getting into it, it was like I don't know what I'm looking at. When you don't know what you're looking at, you can't really understand what looks cool. So
Yeah.
as I have learned the language of the actual graps, watching AEW, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, this is better.
Yeah. I
there
mean,
were there were a lot of moves that I was like, I've never seen that before. That's really cool.
yeah. I mean, I'm a sucker for luchadors because they do all kinds of crazy high flying stuff. Like, there's a guy named Commander who, like, he was on the Indies for a while, and now I think he's in AEW still. And he, like, would do this thing where he would tightrope walk across the ropes of the ring and then flip over and jump on somebody. But it was like his signature thing, and you always knew when he was going to do it because he's like getting ready, and you're just like, oh, here it comes, he's going to do it. It's just I'm such a
That's
sucker
so
for that.
fun.
If you
That's
flip
so
around, I'm
fun.
so excited about people flipping around. Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's a great show.
I would love to go to like a real lucha show. I think that would be
Oh
a
yeah,
bucket list for
yes.
me.
And I'm realizing since you watched Double or Nothing, you saw Mina Shirakawa and Athena, who are
Yes.
two of my favorite wrestlers. Mina Shirakawa is, Mariah May's former love, who
Yes.
is also in Stardom, which is that promotion I put on to cheer myself up after WrestleMania. Uh, I love her. She comes out dancing, like doing her little
Yes.
dance. She's great.
Yes. Yeah, it was my Charlie was watching for a little bit and she started dancing. It's so cute.
I love
Although
that.
Charlie is amazing. She's getting into it. I was talking to my mom on speakerphone, and my parents keep Charlie on Thursdays, and so my mom just said something about like, "Oh, I'll see you Thursday." And Charlie goes, "You can't see me."
I love that.
It's out of nowhere.
I love
It
that.
was great.
Maybe you'll pick up one of my other vocal stims that I have from wrestling is Wednesday Night Dynamite always opens with Excalibur the announcer going, "It's Wednesday." I swear to God, every Wednesday when I wake up, first thing in my head, "It's Wednesday."
That'll have to replace the vine of "It is Wednesday, my dudes." That lives in my head.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, Vine.
R.I.P.
I miss Vine.
Yeah. One of these days they're gonna let me. I've been pitching a Vine package since before I started at Vulture. I was pitching it at Polygon.
The
One
children need
day.
to know. Like, this is the knowledge that will be lost in the digital dark age. Like, this is what I'm always telling people if they'll give me 5 minutes to speak, which is rare, but like like I don't think people appreciate enough how much of our adult life is just going to be lost because it doesn't really exist anywhere except on servers that we don't own and that no one wants to pay to maintain over the course of decades. So it's like
Yeah.
there's like whole cultures, whole moments in culture that only exist like in the broken ether of the ancient internet. And like when you try to find it, it's like, oh, I can find like compilations on YouTube of like 90 vines, but if I want to find this one, I have to really dig, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's similar to like the early days of film. Like there are entire films that just weren't saved because why would you? It's disposable
Right.
entertainment. Wow,
Yeah.
sad.
I mean, I think about this because I one thing I used to pitch and still do sometimes. It's like just like an explainer series for internet culture for like people who are young. Because it's
Yeah,
like you think like, well, Anne, why would someone need like an explainer on like, you know, like lolcats or something or I can has cheeseburger, and it's like because there are people who weren't alive yet who are now conscious adults. Like,
yeah.
do you know how old you are? Like,
And those things do like affect current trends. I had mentioned the Panic World podcast on here before. It's very good. They just talk about internet stuff. But they had a recent episode about like AI slop now that a lot of it is like cat-based internet humor. Like
yeah.
that has a long history, man.
And that's what they're going to do with the AI, I bet. They're going to recycle stuff we've already seen, but young people will not have seen it, so they won't know it's just recycled. And the only way we can prevent it is to let the kids know that this already existed. We already did it.
Don't go to college. Learn about memes.
Honestly, at this point, you're better off.
Yeah. You will the only the only difference is you will not be thousands tens of thousands of dollars in debt.
Right. Right. Anyway,
Yeah.
AEW. Watch it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's pretty good. I will yeah, next Wednesday I'm going. So
Next
we'll
Wednesday.
so we'll talk about it the following week, I guess.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm excited. I do like to
Yeah.
watch Dynamite. It's fun. The only thing to know about Dynamite is the women's match usually starts at 9:30
Okay.
because there's usually, I mean, sometimes they've been better about having more than one, but you know, there's reliably
Yeah.
one, and that it's usually at 9:30.
All right, sounds good. I will keep an eye out. I will make sure if Charlie is getting restless that she comes back for that. But you went to a show
I
recently.
did. I
I
went
want to
to
hear all about it.
Sukeban. It was fun. It's interesting because I've had this experience at a few promotions that are kind of geared towards like casual, if not never watched wrestling fans. Um and so like there's another promotion called Chokehold, which is a drag queen wrestling promotion that I've been to.
Nice.
And Sukeban runs a very similar format to the wrestling show in that like they play very loud dance music over every match. And I think it's because these are like experiences more than like wrestling shows and they don't expect the audience to know about wrestling and so they don't expect the audience to understand the wrestling audience's like role or the wrestling crowd's role. It kind of like removes the audience from being a factor because you don't have to worry about people cheering or like booing or like chanting anything. And I get it because if you're not someone who watches wrestling ever, the matches can be boring. If like you said, if you're not used to watching like the moves, you don't know what's cool and what's hard and like, you know, like a lot of it is lost on you. So I think they do it to keep people engaged and
Yeah.
to keep people feeling like they're in a party, which they are. And so that was interesting, except for the fact that like I was fully like going deaf by the end of the night. Like it was because we were like right by the speaker and the bass was like, "Dur, dur, dur," and so it was just like we were both just like, oh my god, I feel insane. Um, but it was very all the costumes were fantastic, the gear I should say, or yeah, the costumes were great. They had the grandmasters, the Japan's grandmasters of yo-yo come out. They were like these two kids who were really good at yo-yo, and they did yo-yo stuff for a little bit, and that was pretty great. Um, the champ retained, which was good because the Queen of Hearts was like the evil lady trying to take the belt away from her, and she retained, so that was nice. And I'm trying to think, we got glow sticks. I got a T-shirt.
Nice.
I ate a pretzel. It's like I'm like rolling through the highlights in my head. Yeah, I mean it's a great show, and it's a really fun experience. It's like very high end. Oh, Norman Reedus was there in the crowd.
Oh.
Like he was like in the front row of the like celebrity section, and there was another guy who looked like he could be Jared Leto or Hosier, but he was neither one of those people. And I was like, it's killing me. I have the most zoomed in photo on this guy ever. And I just, someday I'll figure it out. But he had like long hair and a beard. And I was like, this is somebody. I can tell. I know the language of PR and celebrity enough to know that that is a celebrity. But I just don't know which it is. Because he was sitting like a few seats away from Norman Reedus. But he clearly wasn't with Norman Reedus. But he was with a guy who was clearly like not famous. So I'm like, that's a celebrity. That's a celebrity.
Yeah.
And it was really entertaining. I was like, the other thing about shows like that is because it's like not part of a thing that people can watch regularly, they have to like be really creative with how they work storyline in. And I at first thought, because they had, after the first match, they had this one girl come out and beat up a girl who'd like messed up in the match and like cost them the match in some ways, their like team or whatever. And then like 3 matches later, the girl who got beat up comes out at the girl who beats her up match with a big traffic cone and like busts it over her head. But it's like she got all the way to the ring without any of us seeing her, which was really amazing because she's all of a sudden she's just standing holding it, and you're like, oh. And I was really happy because I was like, oh yeah, they're doing storyline, okay. Because I had a moment where I was like, maybe they just don't do storyline because there's no way to follow it. But it was great to see a moment in show that like worked. And yeah, it was a fun show. Though I will say that it did seem like the wrestlers were like saving themselves. Like like you could tell this was not their main source of income. We'll put it that way. Like it wasn't that anything was bad. It's just that like as someone who watches a lot of wrestling, I can tell when someone's doing something that's like hard on them and when someone's like 75%, like, you know, right. Like oh they're trying not to hurt themselves, and I completely respect that. Like you're a gig worker,
Totally.
You like do not injure yourself. Like great, love it. Yeah.
Did you hear Logan Paul got injured?
I saw it on Jesse David Fox's computer screen today. I didn't ask him about it, but I saw it come up and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
What happened? Do you know?
I know he did it at Saturday night's main event, which was a fine match.
The way your eyes were like
I don't know how he actually did it, but he'll be out for a few months, which is like the vision is, I don't think Danhausen has cursed them, but they have been cursed. Like Seth got injured, then Braun got injured, and now Logan's injured. So the only uninjured member of the Vision is Austin Theory.
Oh gosh, Austin Theory. Austin Theory. I have so many opinions on Austin Theory, but only because he's one of those wrestlers at WWE that like forever I couldn't tell him apart from like every other wrestler. Like it was just like, you know, white guy with brown hair, like just like it was a thing with so many of their guys. And
he was doing a thing with Grayson Waller for a bit, and I was like, I cannot tell these two men apart at all.
It's very hard because they all have the same haircuts, and like, you know, they're just like all doing the same. And also his name, Austin Theory, is a name that fully sounds like a Mad Libs thing where it's like somebody like rolled 2 dice and like picked whatever names came up on the dice. Like I was like, Austin Theory, what? Like it's like an off-brand LA Knight, you know what I mean? Like it's like,
yes,
like that's what it gives. It gives off-brand LA Knight.
Yeah. Right. I am Brian and I have been talking about different ways to fictionalize professional wrestling, as like we were talking about maybe a kid's book, maybe a comic, like that kind of thing. But anyway, I have been trying to come up with like wrestler names for a while, and anytime Brian's working on something, he's like, I need a name for this guy. And I will come up with a there was one I was coming up with like a Randy Orton style, like veteran Nepo baby. I think it was like Travis something. Oh, I can't remember what it was. It was Travis something.
Kelsey?
Yeah, it's Travis Kelsey.
That's taken. Emily, you can't do that.
And he has a pop star wife.
No, that's taken, Emily. You can't do that.
And he has a brother that's better than him in every way.
No, Emily. You can't do it. Not allowed. That's fine.
That's really interesting that they played music the whole time during the matches.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, again, like, Chokehold does that as well, like the drag queen promotion. And it is fun, like, especially if you are, like, I wasn't drinking or anything, but if you're there to party, it is cool because it does stop that. Like, there is a moment, like, when a wrestling match starts that can be quite anticlimactic feeling, where it's like you get through these entrances that sometimes are very exciting and theatrical and have momentum to them. And then, like, some matches there is just like a lull when it first begins before like anything happens, and this kind of corrects for that, which I think is good for, like, I think it's great for people who don't watch a lot of wrestling, and it was great for me as someone who does, but I just think that's probably why they do it.
Yeah, I wonder if there is a worry that like there's nothing that like sucks the air out of a wrestling match than just a dead crowd,
right?
But I would hope that at least when I go to like our local shows, there are enough people in the crowd that know what to do, that everyone else can kind of join in. So
Yeah,
I don't know if they're just not like marketing to that sort of audience, not trusting that audience will come.
I don't know. It is interesting. It does feel like they're like they're very welcoming to wrestling fans. Like, I don't feel like it's a thing where they're like, oh, we don't want wrestling fans, but I do feel like they're aggressively targeting like people who would not normally maybe go to a wrestling show, just with like the way they frame the experience. And what was I going to say? I totally lost my train of thought. Oh no. And now I've said that out loud, so I'm never going to get it back. Oh no. It's all happening. What was I saying?
Wrestling fans go to these shows.
Right. There were enough of us there that we did do like the one fall, like when they say like this next match, like, so there were enough people there that we had one of those going pretty well. But it's just like there weren't any, because the music was playing, so there weren't any like chants or anything, which I think, I think that's, especially if you're like a promotion that's targeting people who don't normally go to wrestling shows, I think that's pretty good actually, because you never quite know with wrestling fans what kind of chants are going to emerge. And like GCW has definitely like had moments where, and to the GCW crowd's credit, there have been shows I've been at where there are clearly like jerks in the crowd who like are like edgelord, think they're funny, trying to get themselves over guys who like yell harassment at like the lady refs or something. And reliably the GCW crowd will be like, shut the fuck up. Like we'll like yell at those people and like drown them out because it's such a vibe killer.
Yeah.
But you have to go through the experience of that. And I could see if you're running a promotion where you're trying to bring people in, maybe you don't want to risk something like that happening in an environment where there might not be enough good people to police that. Because it does just become a game of numbers at some point. Like, if you have a lot of assholes in the crowd, there's no one to shout the assholes down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, then if you look around the crowd and it's mostly assholes, it's an asshole crowd.
it's an asshole crowd, and then you're like, oh no, we're gonna have some asshole chants, and they're gonna yell at our lady refs, and
Yeah, I wonder how the performers feel about that, because if they are more like uh, freelancers for like all wrestlers are freelancers, but if
yeah,
they are more uh less more part-time
yeah,
wrestlers, they're probably less used to or like reliant on crowd reactions, because I do think about like the crowd reaction is such a big part of wrestling. Like you said, it's a member of the performance that we're doing.
yeah,
We are also a part of this performance. But if they're not used to that, if they're just learning how to do this thing,
yeah.
then it's probably fine.
It also, like, I was a little bit like, I think what occurred to me immediately was like, oh, how are they going to hear each other, like in
Yeah.
the ring? Because we couldn't hear anything. We couldn't hear ourselves think. Um, but I think that probably might have also accounted for why I was getting the sense that they were being like more careful than like at other shows I've seen, because it's like, well, they can't really hear if someone's saying like stop or like,
Yeah.
like flagging something or needing to change something, because there's this music blasting. So it does change the experience in certain ways, but I think those ways make a lot of sense again for like a general population crowd.
Yeah, it would make sense that that would be a lot. I didn't think about that, that it would be a lot more choreographed, like beat by beat.
Yeah, because you wouldn't want to make any changes on the fly if you don't have
Right.
to, because you might not be able to hear what somebody's saying.
Right.
That's what
Right.
I always love. I love trying to see them talk to each other. Like that's my favorite thing. Is
Yep.
like when they lock up and I'm like, they're talking to each other right now. They're sharing a secret and we don't know what it is.
Yeah, they're whispering to each other. It's so cute.
Mm-hmm. Like when the men have the long hair, and I learned that that's why, is because they have to cover their faces so they can whisper their secrets to their friends.
I've thought about that with girl wrestlers. Is like it is very impractical to be fighting with your hair down. Like
Yeah.
throw that baby in a ponytail. But yeah, you gotta hide the mouth.
Yeah, yeah. I also I love seeing clips of like people rolling over to it. Like I've definitely seen a clip of like Rhea Ripley like rolling over to somebody to see if they're okay, like in the Royal Rumble or something. Like they're down and they're like selling, and then she like literally like rolls across the ring to get to somebody to ask them if they're okay. And I'm like, oh, I love stuff like that. I love the
Yeah.
theater kid element.
Oh, it's so good. I there was a match recently where I very clearly was like, "Oh, the ref's telling them they need to wrap it up." Um
Yeah.
yeah, good stuff.
I watched Saturday Night, that movie about Saturday Night Live that
Mm.
Jason Reitman made a few years ago, and we watched it a couple weeks ago. And the reason it made me think of wrestling is because it is like I feel like a wrestling show works very much the same way, where it's like you have the time you have and your thing might get cut or changed. Like there's a scene where Lauren is like
Yeah.
telling somebody they have to do something in 2 minutes that they thought they had 6 minutes for, which is a very typical wrestling experience from what I understand. But I also just want to say about that movie, the stakes could not have been lower, in my opinion, because they were like the whole movie, they're just going, have you seen it?
No.
Okay, well, the whole movie, they're going on about how they have 3 hours of show for 90 minutes. So Lauren has to like decide what's in the show and cut things. And I'm like, that's the easiest part. Like, what are you talking about? Like, the whole movie, the stakes are just Lauren has to pick the show. And I'm like, just sit down and pick the freaking show. What
That's
are you
a lot.
talking about? You have too
Yeah.
much, and I'm supposed to be worried about you? You have too much, and I'm supposed to be
Yeah.
worried about you. Like, no, the not enough is the scary thing.
Right.
Like, not having a show. Ugh.
Adam Pierce does it every week.
I know, right? Like, every week on Raw, he has no idea who's going to show up and what they're going to do. And he goes out there and he's like, I've got 3 hours to fill.
What am I gonna do?
I hope nobody fights. Adam Pierce.
Uh, I just love him. I just love him.
It is great.
Um,
It's fun to see a corporate guy try to control these people. It's fun.
yeah. Did you see Rey Mysterio is the new general manager of AAA?
Oh,
So, I think he's probably moving towards retirement. He's really old.
yeah. You forget how old he is because of the mask, but
Yeah.
he's an older guy. He's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it was fun. Ethan Page is doing great work these days. Like he is
good for
probably the
him.
highlight of Raw currently. Uh
Oh, that's good for
uh
him.
but he wanted a rematch for he lost to Penta, who's the IC champion right now, and
Mm,
he wanted
mm.
a rematch, and Rey Mysterio was going for a rematch, and he started accusing Adam Pierce and Rey Mysterio of collusion because they're both general managers, and so they are, of course, um,
Friends. Yeah.
yeah, friends. And given he said something about like, I don't know where Ray's changing, but I don't see him in the locker room, implying that he is changing in Adam Pierce's office, I guess, like you do with your buddies.
Oh yeah. I also love how they call it a locker room. I mean, I'm sure it is a locker room and they're in a stadium. They probably do use the locker room, but it's also like you're not showering there. I know. This is not. What are you talking about? There's no lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you're putting your things in a locker.
You mean before you go to hair and makeup? You're in a locker room.
uh,
Have you seen the clip of Hillary Clinton calling a hockey locker room a dressing room? A hockey dressing room?
no.
Oh, it was something where she was yelling at somebody because she was being like subpoenaed and like she was doing some like thing with lawyers, and she got really. It was the thing where she got really mad and stormed out, and it was like the funniest thing I've seen her do. Where she was talking about she went on this tirade where she was like, "Your head of the FBI is chugging beers in a hockey dressing room," and I was like, "That rules." Okay, that rules. Like,
Oh man, that's the most I've liked Hillary in a long time.
oh, I know. I was like, this is my favorite thing she's ever done. Like, literally.
I'm quite partial to Pokemon Go to the polls.
Oh, that was pretty good too. That was good.
That's really good.
I liked that. Those are some good. Her two best promos, easily.
Yeah. So this was recent. If she was talking about,
Oh
uh,
yeah, this was like they were doing some deposition is the word I'm looking for, and it was like
got
a
it.
thing where like it was supposed to be like closed to the public or something.
Oh yeah, this was about like Epstein stuff, I think.
Yeah, and I think it was maybe like is Lauren Boebert still a person? Like somebody like that, a woman lady who's like a social media person, like took a picture of Hillary and like posted it on her like X account or whatever. And like
Oh,
one of Hillary's lawyers in the room was like, "This just happened just now," and Hillary was like, "Oh my god!" Like she was like, "Are you kidding me?" And like,
oh wait. Okay, I have a feud tag retire for you.
oh yes,
I thought of it on the spot, but it's mean. It's Hillary Clinton, Lauren Boebert, Stephanie McMahon.
oh my god, oh my god. Okay, well I tag with Hillary Clinton, obviously,
Got to.
and then the other,
She'd be a scrapper.
yeah, yeah. And as in that list of people, she'd probably be the person I align with on the most things. Um, but okay, retire, and then what's the other option?
Feud.
Feud.
So you'd
Um,
have like an ongoing program with them.
this is so tricky. This is so tricky. I don't want to get canceled. No, I was gonna say like I feel like I would. it's so tricky because this engenders a conversation about what's more toxic, corporate influence or political speech. And I'm gonna say probably corporate influence for retire, like Stephanie McMahon retire, feud
All
Lauren
right.
Boebert, because Lauren Boebert is a problem, but she is a political problem. And I feel like that's something that you just have to deal with in life, are political
And like
problems.
and like having promos with someone that you do just like ideologically have a complete opposition to. It feels like there's a lot to go after if you're cutting a promo on Lauren Boebert.
Right, exactly. And there's like work to be done there,
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
opposed to Stephanie McMahon, where it's like, I just want her to not be here. Like, I just don't want this. Like,
Yeah.
I hate this.
All right. You passed.
Thank
Good job.
you. I love that my light went off during that. And I love that my light goes off every episode. I love that this
Yeah.
is my new thing, is the lighting on my side is always a mess.
It's got a part it's a character. It's a character on the podcast. It's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, my lights.
Like New York City in Sex and the City. It's the
Yeah,
character.
I live in the city of no, I don't live in Paris, but I live in the city of lights that don't work too well. It's New York. It's Queens.
I don't know the AEW commentators names, but there was one man with a thick New York accent that I was finding very enjoyable.
Okay. Okay. Because they have like, okay. Hang on. Because I always just think of Excalibur, who wears a lucha mask over and a suit, the whole time,
Right.
and
I am
says
familiar with him.
it's Wednesday, and so like he's like top of mind, but I know who you're talking about, and I'm desperate. Okay. Taz. It's got to be Taz. Yeah, it's definitely Taz who you're thinking of.
Taz
Yeah,
is this man's name. Great.
yeah, Taz. And he is from Brooklyn, so that makes a lot of sense.
There you go.
Yeah, because I was like, the other guy who's usually on it is like Nigel McGuinness, who's British, like famously, and Tony Schiavone, who's like, I don't know, like he's just like a nice old man, like, I don't know, they shouldn't be doing that. So
Oh, speaking of our man Mick, he
yeah,
had his first AEW event as an AEW as a defector, which was cool.
And he did a thing with I saw he did like I don't know if they show it on TV, like his like talking to MJF and Darby Allin and stuff.
It was on the pre-show.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yeah, I did see it. It was great. He took a bump. Like
I can't believe
good.
MJF would kick him in the nuts.
I mean, if you wanna talk about being a heel that people hate, like go after Mick Foley is a really good way to do that.
Yeah. I can't, the disrespect. That scumbag. I hope somebody beats him at wrestling soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darby Allin couldn't do it.
And he was doing he was doing like part of the pre-show with my gal Renee Paquette.
Yeah.
Who's like my fave. I love her. She's married to John Moxley.
Right. She gave no indication that she had any relationship with this man at all when she was talking about John Moxley going on.
Oh, I know.
It's so funny.
It's really funny. And 'cause she's such a professional. She's professional at her job. So she doesn't let it like color her journalism, right? Like she's objective, she's steady. But I did see her once when I went to Grand Slam a few years ago. John Moxley took a bump to the head that did not look good and like had to be like out of the match. And he was fine. It was just a head injury, as whatever. But it was like a thing where like they clearly ended the match early to account for this happening, and then like you saw Renee, I saw her across the arena like running down the aisle, and
Oh
I was like,
wow.
oh my god, she's running to check on her husband.
Yeah.
The
Oh yeah.
drama. And she was wearing like a head to toe denim jumpsuit. I was like, she's
She
the
does.
best.
She does have really good fits.
She's got the best outfits. I just
I
love it.
someone on Reddit was complaining recently, like, I don't think they should use the X in story because it should only be used for when things are really bad. It's like, guys, they have a different, like, one, they have headsets on. Two, they have a different signal. Like, everyone knows the X, they will have a difference. Like,
Yeah. Like, and also it's like if you see the X and you know it's not part of the story, then you know it's for real. Like, there's never gonna be a thing where they're like, he did the X. Are they improvising? Like we're
I know.
improvising.
And they don't show it if it's not part of the show and
Right.
you're kind of like need to check what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
There was a Darby Allin sliced his head open in that match, and like they cut away from him for a little bit, like very obviously to check that he was okay. um like, if you're not seeing it happen, it's fine.
Yeah. And
Or if you are seeing it happen, it's fine.
I
Yeah.
just want to say I was very affected by Kevin Knight's heel turn at the end there, and the and
Oh
the and the
yeah.
and the jump he did onto the paramedic, the what do you call it, the gurney.
I guess. Yeah.
I, jumping on a gurney like that, I was like, you can't do that.
That was fucked up, man.
It was really messed up. I was looking back here because I have a Kevin Knight sticker somewhere here that I got in
Oh no.
Japan. And I'll find it someday and be like, no more. Uh,
Just do a big X over it.
yeah, boo.
I have a it's a local wrestler, Erica Lee sticker on my
Oh, that's a cool
um
sticker.
it's really cool, but she has undertaken a heel turn. She's doing like a Hollywood Hogan thing kind of.
Oh no.
Um
Is she wearing sunglasses?
she's wearing like leather pants. It was actually it's she was like good friends with Jordan Blade, who's another local wrestler. Like,
Mm.
they came up together, they trained in Richmond together, and then she had a heel turn and it basically was like renounced Richmond, and like Richmond sucks because someone pointed out she's actually from New Jersey. So now she's like, New Jersey is good, Richmond is bad. So obviously you gotta
Boo.
you gotta boo
Leather
that.
pants is classic heel stuff.
It
Those
really
leather
is.
pants.
Yeah.
You can't wear leather pants and be a good person. That's what I know. I know for a fact. Oh, and the first match had Megan Bain in it, who's like a person that like I love. She like is she used to be called Megasis, and she had like these wings she wore on the top of her head. She's huge. She's like very tall, and
Oh yes.
and
Oh, that was fun. That was a fun one.
yeah, and I saw her on, I want to say, Effie's Big Gay Brunch this year at WrestleMania, and one of my another vocal stim in my head is one of the guys she was wrestling against because they were in a tag match. Like in a promo, he was like, "You big bitch," and, I'm like, I'm gonna say that. So, like, you big bitch, because she's just huge.
That's
Uh,
really good.
and I did see her the first time I ever saw her was in a indie wrestling show that John and I went to that was in like the courtyard of a high school in Brooklyn.
Oh wow.
And it was something where they clearly had not accounted for it being at night outside because they didn't have like lights for the event. So it just slowly got darker and darker and darker, and it was like kind of hard to see at one point.
That's fun.
And but it was an
That's
all
perfect.
women's show, and but it was great because she came out and she had this big headdress on with like wings, and she was the Megasis, and I was like, that is so cool. Being the Megasis is really cool. Like, good for her. That was great, and I'm so happy that she's gone on to great success.
Yeah. Girl wrestlers are the best. We love them.
They are, especially when they're big bitches.
We love a big
Oh,
bitch.
I love a big bitch. I love it when someone's a big bitch. Get her.
Well,
I want to go pay $50 to watch this now in full.
it's 40. Uh
Oh yeah, I
you,
guess.
you get your money's worth, I will say. It is better. The pay-per-view model is better. Like, I think the streaming service is kind of separates it from being a customer.
Mm,
Like, with the pay-per-view, you are offering a service that I am choosing to pay for. So you need to sell me on the product. I paid $40 to watch MJF get his head shaved.
yeah,
And I was not disappointed. I mean, I was disappointed that I didn't see him get
yeah,
his head shaved, but the show was so good that yes, it was worth my $40. I will want to spend my $40 again. When it's just another part of a streaming service, it's like, well, am I going to cancel ESPN this month?
yeah. That makes sense because it is like when I compare it to like Real Housewives, like the thing that like we compare it to all the time. It's like, yeah, I'm such a passive viewer of all that stuff. Like I'm
Yeah.
like I'll have it on while I clean. The Summer
Yeah.
House reunion starts tonight, and I'll probably watch that at some point. But like I will half pay attention to it because even though I pay $16 for Peacock, which I just realized the other day is what it's up to now. Like in my head it was still like $8, and I was like, wait, I'm paying 16 a month for Peacock. Uh,
Are you not expensing that shit?
do I look like someone who has it together enough to expense things every single month? My lights are going out. Like I can't even keep the lights on. I should be, but I'm just not. But yeah, like I just won't pay attention. Whereas if I was spending $40, it would be a thing where I'm like, I'm
Right.
sitting down to watch this. It's like when you pay for a movie and you're like, we're watching the movie because we're gonna
Right.
press this button and it's gonna cost us $10.99 or whatever.
Yeah, everything is just a subscription service now, and it's making everything. There are so many things that are subscription services that do not need to be subscription services.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't need to be on that rant today. Maybe I'll maybe I'll save that rant for another day.
Rental culture in the gig economy and a
Mm,
rant. Yes.
I'll get there. Well,
Well,
that was fun. We'll be back
I'm so
next
excited that
week.
you're into AEW now, and I'm excited for you to start watching Dynamite because it is a very fun show. And
Yeah, I can't promise that I'll keep up with it all the time, but I'm throwing it on.
yeah,
I'm throwing it on.
do it, baby. Yes, love it.
Okay, bye.
Bye.